It is live. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hello. If you're watching the replay, type the word replay in the comments down below. I want to welcome you into this very special episode of Unicorn Secrets. Before I welcome you, you're noticing I'm with a guest. I'll tell you about her in just a moment, but I have a question for you. How many of you here think it would be wonderful or incredible, powerful to journey to one of the most sacred sites on the planet? Put a yes in the comments down below. How many of you would be interested in a life-changing power journey to a place that is the third largest pyramids in the world? Type yes in the comments down below if that is you. If you're open to transforming and changing your life, then this episode is absolutely for you. So I am Elizabeth Ocean, and I'm here so honored to be joined by an incredible woman that I get the honor of working with on her business. And she is a powerful shamanic teacher. She is a master teacher of shamanism. And she has taught her students tools and practices of transformation, everyone, for the past 25 years. So Liz has a depth of wisdom and heart and grounded teaching that I have the honor of being in the presence of on a weekly basis. So Liz, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for blessing the world and all of your students with your teachings. Just welcome onto the show.
Thank you, Elizabeth, so much. I'm so happy to be here with you. I have very reciprocal respect and love for everything that you do for the world. And just as you were talking about the sacred site and the power journey, I was already getting such a sensation of what an amazing and magnificent place it is.
It truly, it's beautiful. I've been there a very, very long time ago, like 27 years ago, and it wasn't on a guided power journey. So we're going to tell you all more of what we're talking about in a moment. But Liz, you were introduced to the Toltec Path by Don Miguel Ruiz Sr., the author of the Four Agreements, and you have other teachers who've been really important in your journey. But can you, for people who haven't met you yet, go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you're up to and how you came to be on this particular path?
Okay, thanks for that intro. I began this path in 1988 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I came to Santa Fe because I received it in a dream. And I was at a real crossroads in my life and knew I needed to change many things. I was in deep spiritual struggle. And I had a dream, and I saw New Mexico where I had never been. And so that, of course, was my indication. And I did all that I had to do to apply for a healing arts school in Santa Fe. And very soon after I arrived, I was told about a shaman that was in town. And that, of course, was Don Miguel Ruiz Sr. in 1988. And I was invited to a very small gathering, just a few people in someone's living room. And Don Miguel did not speak English at the time. I had no Spanish. He had an interpreter. And so that was my introduction. And really, it was the energy that emanated from that meeting and from him that really started to draw me in. And so I became very interested. And I went to more gatherings and eventually met my teacher, who I apprenticed with formally for 10 years, Dona Bernadette Vigil. And she was one of his first 4 apprentices, women, traditionally women. And so my path began. And I've been studying, continue to study, and have been walking this path and teaching these practices and tools that I have been given permission to do so and have learned over all these years. I do have to mention another teacher that has been a really big influence on me that I met through Dona Bernadette in a small village in Mexico, which is right across the road from the pyramid site that we have mentioned already. And this is Don Valentin Cervantes. He is a shaman, a medicine man in the village, and he welcomes me into his home and his practices and teachings and culture for the last 25 or more years. So I continue to study with him, I'm very honored to say. So that's a little bit of my path.
Thank you. You know, I really love about your path. I've been on this path of awakening and spiritual discovery myself for over 30 years, and I see a lot, and I've been in the industry and all the things, and I see a lot of teachers, I see a lot of offerings, and it's more rare nowadays to meet somebody who's been studying one path for 25 years and studied with the original teachers and can bring that to people. And that's one of the things that I really love about you and your teachings, Liz, is that there's a depth there.
Yeah, thanks, Elizabeth. Yeah, and that for me is so important. And of course, we all evolve and teachings evolve. And I also do my very best to continue to pass these teachings on in all the ways that I have. I had a center for 15 years or so on the west coast of Canada. I travel, I teach, and it is always my intent and my great love to hold these teachings in the way that they've been passed to me and be open to the evolution of us all and meet that as well.
Absolutely.
In the classes and workshops and journeys that I lead people on. Yeah.
Why do you think shamanic teachings have become so prominent to our Western modern culture? There's so many people that are studying it and learning it and even teaching it. And it's become what I've seen is really popular over the last 10 years or more, even more than ever. Why do you think that is?
That's a really great question. Yeah. My personal feeling, my personal opinion is that, first of all, it's not a religion. It's a way of life. And it is a study of interconnectedness with all of the natural world. And many indigenous cultures, of course, teach us this, that we're not separate, that we are part of. And the study of shamanism certainly holds that for the students and people who are interested. And it's a study of full consciousness and spiritual awakening in a little bit of a different way, that we are more than physical bodies having a physical experience. We are energy systems of consciousness that are working all the time. And so what I have learned in my years of studying this path is how to awaken to that. Yeah.
I like that. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that rich answer. I love that. I'm thinking about what could our viewers and our listeners take from the shamanic teachings here today, like right now in this moment? Like, what's something that they can bring into their lives that might help them with? And what I see commonly is are things like stress or overwhelm. Like, our modern world is moving so fast. How could people use the shamanic teachings right here today?
Okay, that's a great ask. And like all teachings that are really monumental, they sound simple and they are sometimes difficult to integrate into our modern day world, which is another piece of these teachings. They are ancient teachings, and they are so adaptable, and we can integrate them into this modern world that we're living in, because the majority of us are not cloistered away in ashrams and temples and pyramids. Yeah, we're living lives. We have jobs. We are raising children. We are part of communities. Yeah. So I really feel that's one of the great gifts that Don Miguel Sr. brought with his teachings, is to integrate these teachings into our modern day times. And so the first step is awareness. The mastery of awareness is the first mastery of this lineage. And so what I would suggest for all of you that are listening is to work that practice, become aware of where you are offering up your energy on a daily basis. So by that, I mean, are you giving your energy away? Are you being frivolous with your energy? Are you putting yourself last on your list and taking care of everybody else with your energy so that you maybe feel depleted or fatigued? These are all ways to begin a practice, is to just become aware. And I want to add that, and then it's not about giving yourself any kind of hard time. It's simply becoming your own witness. So you step back a little bit and you just notice where you might be giving your energy away, giving your empowerment away in that form, and becoming more proactive with how you spend your energy. Because after all, it's your energy. It's your precious energy. And so that is one of the very first steps. I teach a really in-depth practice around how to reclaim your energy from your past, where it might be stuck or hooked in experiences that you've had. Also, how to release other people's energies, as important, hey?
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that you go into depth with this, with your students and with your programs and the events that you've got coming up. It is so powerful. And I really like that you said there's simplicity in it, because all of you watching and listening are hearing that, right? Just awareness, just a witness, a gentle witness. So thank you for that reminder. I could even feel it too, just softening my nervous systems, like, right, just gentle awareness. And that's all we can ever do. So you did mention that you've got programs, things that you do in the world to go into depth with this, because it is a practice. And I see it as one thing I want to say to everybody. I see this as a higher, I don't know what I call it, higher level, but a deeper practice. Like for those of you who've been on some kind of a journey for a while, these kind of teachings that Liz is bringing, by the way, are so powerful. And Liz, you've been working with so many people and helping them to transform their lives. And you've been going to Mexico doing this power journey for quite a few years now as well. So let's tell everybody about this.
I'm really excited always to talk about the journey to Teotihuacan, the pyramid site, which is about an hour northeast of Mexico City. And I'm super excited this year because, of course, what's been happening in the last couple of years that we're all aware of has really halted travel. And so now that we're able to travel again, this is my first journey back in over 2 years. So I'm very excited to go.
So excited. Before we go into the details, let's just hear about what is Teotihuacan. And how do you even describe it?
Yeah, it is really difficult to describe in words. Yeah. Definitely. Teotihuacan is the home of the Toltecs, indigenous group of people. And this was their civilization. And Toltecs still, of course, live in and around the central Mexico area, and certainly around the pyramids of Teotihuacan. Their civilization thrived from 200 to 700 AD. And there's different variations on those dates that you might find in history books. That's how I've learned it. And the Toltecs teach about perception. And so again, it takes me back to my first description of shamanism, that it is an in-depth study of awakened consciousness and our own spiritual awakening, in the sense that we shift our perceptions with these practices and tools. Once again, we broaden our view of this life that we're walking in this immaculate human form. And so in Teotihuacan, we go through the steps and practices and ceremonies over a period of days there. And there is 6 small villages that surround Teotihuacan, and we stay in one of them, which is right across the road from this site. And I love to add that when I was a young student on this path, that I learned that Don Miguel Ruiz calls Teotihuacan the heart chakra of the planet. And really, I will say that, and maybe you felt this too, Elizabeth, when you went as maybe a tourist or a seeker. As soon as you step onto these ancient lands, which are not even all excavated yet, honestly, these villages are still built on where there's underground ruins. And so the energy that is there is heart opening, expanding, whether you are aware of it or not. Yeah, very powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. I remember just a lot of heart opening in that whole journey. So absolutely. And to be guided by someone, you, who has direct lineage teachings in this area, and in not just in the pyramids and the site, but also with the family and everything that's right there. It's such a special opportunity. And you only have a couple of spots left in this almost sold out, incredible power journey that's going down there. So that's why I wanted to bring you on, because I was like, there are people in this community who are ready for a transformation, who are ready to awaken, who are ready to take everything that they've done in their lives and just start to open new doorways. And this might be their doorway. So why don't you tell everybody about the journey?
I would so love to fill this journey. As I said, it's been a while since we've been able to go, and the group that I have are hungry. Some have been with me before, and some are brand new. And this journey in particular is over the Day of the Dead, which is a very reverent and celebratory time in Mexico. In different areas of Mexico, it's honored and celebrated in different ways. And for my groups, we experience, you will have opportunity to honor and celebrate your own ancestors that are now in the spirit world in really beautiful ways of ceremony and music and food and reverence and enjoyment. And Don Valentin Cervantes invites us into his home often to participate in these very ancient and really moving ways to honor our own lineages. And so that this is a very extraordinary experience. And I'll just say that I also like to say that my groups are intimate. I don't take hundreds of people. No, I take small groups so that we have the opportunity to be invited into more personal ceremonies with my teacher there, and also be able to experience in a more intimate way all that this journey brings.
Yeah, it's such a special opportunity for the two people who are going to be listening and hearing this and feeling like this is a really important possibility for them to move forward, to know that they're held in an intimate container by someone with so much experience as well, and by the family there. It's just incredible. So if you're listening to this or hearing this, watching this, everyone, and you're like, what is a power journey to Mexico? Or I've always wanted to power journey to Mexico with a guide and have it be a deep spiritual experience where you're going deep in your own transformation, this could be for you, everyone. So we're going to put some information here. Liz, what's the best way for people to contact you?
My email is great, and we can have a 30-minute or so complimentary time together to explore if this is what you're seeking, and also for me to give you more details about what it is that I'm offering. So
Perfect.
My email is thekiva@me.com.
Easy, thekiva@me.com. And we've also posted it below here. So it's there for you, everyone. And like Liz says, you can email her, set up a session to see if it's a fit for you to join this journey. And it'll be made sure that it's the right timing and the right place and the right thing for you to be doing. Liz is a teacher with depth and heart, so much. So what else would you want everybody to know today if they're considering doing this journey, or if they're considering just deepening their own practice of any kind? What kind of things would you want everybody to know?
Really, the most important and most, can I say, obvious that I'm noticing in my own life is that there is no more time. There's no more time to waste, that we're all being called. And I will say that I believe females, us female-identified humans, are really being called to lay down our past, whatever is still limiting you, whatever is still somehow influencing you in your present day. It's really time to learn how to transform that and lay it down, which is another experience that happens at Teotihuacan. The traditional name for this journey is the death journey. And that's why, because the ceremonies and practices that we do there open an energetic space in you to be able to lay down your past and step fully into your present, to go forward in the way that you are choosing, So that's what I would like to offer. Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. It's time, everyone. And we can feel it. So many people, so many women I talk to especially are like, they've been doing this journey and self-development and awareness and figuring out all the things for so many years. And it's just time to actually commit and move forward. Or people who are even newer on the path are like, they know that it's time now. So powerful. So powerful, Liz. So everyone, if Liz's teachings speak to you, just email her. See what possibilities are there. So super simple, email thekiva@me.com. You can see if the upcoming power journey in Mexico to the sacred site of Teotihuacan is going to be a fit for you. And if that one's not a fit, then Liz has other teachings and other events that you're definitely going to want to know about. So you can connect with her to find out all about those things. Anything else that we need to leave everybody off with, Liz?
I want to say thank you, Elizabeth. How fun to be here with you in this way. And I would so love to hear from any of the people that are listening to this broadcast and reconnect and keep creating community, awake, aware, conscious community. Yeah. Thank you.
Can somebody write that down? That's so beautiful. Keep creating community, awake, aware, conscious community. Oh, and by the way, if you want to connect with Liz as well, you can connect with her right here in the comments. Just say, contact me, and she'll come back and skim these comments and contact you. Awake, aware, everyone, and everyone on your path. Some of you are watching in my Women's Holistic Business Network. Some of you are in our Interior Wellness group. Some of you are on our YouTube channel. Wherever you're watching from, just keep going on your path, everyone, because when you do, you make a really big difference to the world. And thank you, Liz, for honoring us with your presence and your teachings here today.
Thank you, Elizabeth, so much. And everyone that's watching, all my love to you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.